Hey guys, Tom here. Welcome back to the Grantham Pub Underground. It is hot around here. And one of the, I think, most refreshing drinks of summer, you've had them, I've had them, we've all had them, and that's mojitos. Now, the crazy thing about mojitos is, this time of year, everybody loves to order them. But I'll tell you, bartenders hate to make them. And the reason is this guy right here, muddling. Muddling slows, when you're a bartender and you're slammed, nothing slows you down more than having to muddle a drink. I don't mind muddling. I muddle a lot of drinks. Like if somebody ordered an old fashioned from me, they always got it muddled. It was never even a choice, but that's a subject for some more detail later, maybe on a podcast. Stay tuned. So there are a lot of variations on mojitos. The classic mojito, we all know, everybody loves to drink them. You need two main things. You need mint and you need limes. So if you're like me, this is just one of the mint plants we have here. And if you grow mint and you want to grow mint, do yourself a favor, grow it in a container, because if you grow it in the ground or in a box, it's going to take over that entire box. Mint is invasive. Plant it once, it'll come back year after year after year after year, and you'll have mint till the cows come home. So we're not going to make regular margaritas. We're going to make a lot of different variations on margaritas, so much so we're going to do it in 2 episodes. This is, did I say margaritas? I may have. But I'm talking about mojitos. There's a lot of variations on margaritas too, but we're talking mojitos here. There are so many variations of mojitos that we have to tackle it in 2 episodes. And this is Mojito Mania, Part 1. The first mojito that we're going to make, as you can see right here, we all know what that is by now. That is the Jess sign. Jess sign right there. So we're going to make a couple mojitos. We got to get to it. Busy show, so let's get to it. Ready? Drink. All right, mojito number 1. That is what I call a COCO FROHO. What is a COCO FROHO, you ask? It is a frozen mojito flavored with coconut. Exactly what you thought it was. And first what you need is a blender with some ice in it. And what you're going to put in this blender with some ice in it is most of the ingredients for this drink, except for the mint. And you'll see why in a minute. We need, instead of the mint, ordinarily you'd put the mint in, you'd muddle it all up, but we're going to use this right here. This is mint syrup. Now, we've done a lot of syrups here. Aside from bourbon, I think the thing we use most around here is different syrups. This is mint syrup. It's real easy to make, and here's how you do it. Put a little pot of water onto boil, and then take a big handful. This is packed, probably about a cup and a half of mint leaves picked from the mint plant, obviously. You just put it in here for very briefly, maybe 20, 30 seconds, not even 10, 15 seconds, just until it wilts. And it really doesn't take long at all. And then strain it out of the boiling water. Make a mess while you're at it. And then what you do is you just blend it up with probably about half as much simple syrup that we've all made before. Half sugar, half water. Throw it in a pot till it's clear. And then strain it over a fine mesh strainer to get all the mint particles out. And you can see in the jar below that it gives you this beautiful green, minty syrup that you can use for, we're going to use it for these mojitos, but you can use it for, I probably iced tea would be great, or anything like that to, get some mint flavor in whatever you'd like to put some mint flavor in. I'm going to just set this aside for now because it's not going in here. What is going in here, however, is some rum. Now you want to use, ordinarily in a regular mojito, you would just use regular rum. Cuban rum if you could get it. But we can't get it, and this is a COCO FROHO, so we're going to use some coconut rum. And I'm going to use probably about 2 or 3 ounces of coconut rum. Use your favorite coconut rum. We did a coconut rum taste test back in the day. You can check that out right here if you're not sure what is the best coconut rum. And I'll give you a hint. It's not this one. Next, we're going to put in some lime. Fresh lime. Lime comes from these things. Yes, this is a jar of lime, but it is fresh lime. I squoze it earlier. Just like when I say squoze. I don't know why. I squeezed it earlier. See, I think it is squoze. She's sporting on me, but I think it is squoze. How much we need? About half as much lime. And here's the kicker that we are going to put into this COCO FROHO. Yep. It's good for more than just pina coladas. Whoa, that was kind of disgusting, wasn't it? All right. There we go. That's about that much. This is not a coconut drink. This is a mint drink flavored with coconut. So, next up, we make some noise. Now here is where the mint comes into play. You take your glass. I'll set that aside for now. You get your mint syrup. Now, you can make this up to a couple of weeks in advance, but it will separate on you. The green will settle and the syrup will come to the top. So I'm going to put a little on the bottom. There, about that much. This goes on top. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna, that might not work. This is what I need right here. And then you could just put a little touch more on top. Garnish it up, obviously with some mint, a piece of lime, and this is a thick drink, so I like using a thick smoothie straw. Green if you have it, to serve up your lovely and delicious COCO FROHO. So next up, we're going to do one called an Amaniyara mojito. And Amaniyara, that is a resort in the Turks and Caicos in the Caribbean. Now this is the way they make theirs. There's a lot of variations, but this, I'm going to say, is the traditional way to make it. Now this is a blended drink, but it's not a frozen drink. You just need a little bit of ice in here, and then you need some just plain white rum. This is going to be you're just going to, well, how can I say it? It's going to be like a 2 1/2. One, just keep doubling or reducing by half. So it's 2 parts rum, and then 1 part lime, again, fresh lime juice. simple syrup, half a part simple syrup. Simple syrup, again, if you don't know, is just equal parts sugar and water. Put it in a pot, bring it up to a boil till it runs clear, and let it cool. So as soon as it boils, it's pretty much done. You turn it off. And then we need about 8 or 10 or so mint leaves. So I'm just going to go right from the plant. Now, you can't generally, if you process any herb too much, it's going to go black on you. But this, we're just using for, well, obviously for the flavor, and what it's going to do, by blending it, it's going to lend a little bit of a green hue to the drink. Actually, some the tender mint leaves you can just put right in there because they're kind of, the stems are kind of tender. They're not going to hurt anything. And we're straining it anyway, so. And then just blend it up. Now, when you're making a mojito, here's the problem. It is minty, and it's somewhat, you're putting sugar in it. But there's a delicate balance. You don't want this drink ending up tasting like gum. So you kind of have to use a deft hand at times with the syrup and the mint. You want both flavors in there, but again, you don't want it so much that you're just like you're chewing Wrigley's. And then you want to strain this because you want the flavor and the color of the mint, but you don't want the mint itself. So this is where you take out your fine strainer and you fill it almost to the top. And the difference that you get at the Amanyara Resort is generally at this point, this is where I would put some club soda. But at the Amanyara, you get sparkling wine. They use a brut champagne. I just have some Prosecco here. That's going to give you your fizz. And the brut means dry. We'll talk about champagne sometime. And the dry champagne kind of counteracts the sweet of the syrup in the drink. More mint garnish, another piece of lime, a tall straw, and there you have it, friends. The Amanyara Mojito from the Turks and Caicos Resort in the Caribbean. So there you go, friends. A couple quick, semi-quick anyway, variations on a mojito. If you got limes, you got some mint, and some imagination, you could have a lot of fun with the quintessential summer drink. And everybody would be coming to you for mojitos instead of bothering the bartender down the street. So that's just, we got more. There's going to be more. There's going to be a part deux. So come back. But we're not going anywhere until we try these. So first, the COCO FROHO. That's why I need a smoothie straw. This is pretty thick. Wow. That's like, I'm not one that would think mint and coconut go together. I really like that. Wow, that's really good. You never would have thunk it, but you heard it here for, well, second maybe, I guess. I didn't invent it. I actually, see, I research, I get drink ideas everywhere. I got this online and they suggested, hey, try putting a dash of cream of coconut in there, but I went full coconut, used coconut rum. So that's why I call it, they just called it originally they called it a FROHO. So when I went full coconut, that's why I called it the COCO FROHO. So let's try this Amaniyara Mojito. It'd be like we're in the Caribbean. That's good. I would put a little more syrup in it. See, like drinks like this, I think I like a little sweeter. Or I use Prosecco, which is fairly dry. But if you use something a little sweeter, maybe like a Moscato, bubbly, it would maybe be a little better. So it depends on what you like. You do you. You make it however you like. That's good too, but I think I like this one better. I would not kick either of these off the pool lounge. But I think on this episode, I'm going COCO FROHO. So there you have it, friends. 2 great variations. If you're tired of the regular standard old mojito that there's nothing wrong with, we've made it before. We made it right here, so check it out if you don't already know how to make a regular mojito, and have a lot of fun. Mojitos are a great summer drink that you can make, have a mojito party. But if you're having a party, any kind of party where alcohol is involved, do it responsibly, get some DDs, have sleepovers, don't drink and drive, drink responsibly. I want you back here time and time again. And if you're new here, welcome. Plenty of room at the bar for you. Hit that little bell. Subscribe, hit the little bell. That way you'll be ready for Mojito Part 2. When the Mojito podcast comes out, you'll be checking that out. Drinks, cocktails, liquor, stories, taste tests, laughs, good times. We do it all here. So make sure you're part of it. And until that time, I'll save a seat at the bar for you. Cheers.